Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, just speaking on the first part, the purpose, in Part 1 of the Environmental Protection Authority Bill, I just want to address the purpose clause. What's the purpose of this new authority? Actually, the purpose clause is one of the briefest purpose clauses I've seen. It just says the purpose is to establish an environmental protection agency and to provide for its functions and operations. And what I would like to suggest is that there are actually three real purposes to the Environmental Protection Authority, none of which are spelled out in Part 1 of the bill. The first one is to set up something which sounds great. It's great PR. The National Party will be able to go into the election and say, look, we've set up this wonderful new great-sounding authority, the Environmental Protection Authority. And not many people will actually read the fine print and realise that when they look to the functions of this new authority, there is no objective to protect the environment. So it sounds great, but it actually has no objective whatsoever of protecting the environment. Quite to the contrary. If you read the objectives, it's all about the efficient and effective management of New Zealand's environment, which of course is code for saying to enable us to set up an agency which will enable us to undermine the environment. And it will do this by enabling the government, through this authority, to fast-track major projects in New Zealand so that it can circumvent the Resource Management Act. So what it will enable the government to do is to ram through the roads of national significance and other things by circumventing the Resource Management Act. So that's its major purpose. But actually in the last week I've discovered that there's yet another hidden purpose to this Environmental Protection Agency. And I only realised this when I read Rodney Hyde's latest paper on smart government or something anyway, his latest paper on local government. And what it says in there, basically, is that once the Environmental Protection Authority is in place, it will be able to take over the regulatory functions of regional councils, thus enabling the government to roll out its agenda for local government, one of which centrepieces is to get rid of regional councils. So once we've given away, we've set up the Environmental Protection Authority, we will then say that there's no need for regional councils to have these regulatory functions. All of this will be taken over by the Environmental Protection Authority, and then we'll be able to say, oh, and actually there's no need for regional councils at all, which is what is clearly spelled out in the Rodney Hyde's latest local government paper. And it's no wonder that Don Brash changed his mind and decided to keep Rodney Hyde in the local government portfolio, because if he had read Rodney Hyde's local government paper, which he probably did late one of these recent nights, he would have been rubbing his hands with glee, because this paper is all about implementing ACT's agenda of shrinking local government and getting rid of as many layers of local government and democracy as possible. But it turns out that this Environmental Protection Authority is all part of that agenda, because once it's established, it will take over the regulatory functions that are presently done by regional councils. So I really just wanted to spell out that this is the real purpose of this Environmental Protection Authority. I wish that it did have the objective of protecting the environment. Sadly, it does no such thing. It is providing a mechanism for the government to undermine our environment by fast-tracking projects which would normally, under the present situation, attract huge opposition because these major projects, such as the bulldozing roads, motorways throughout New Zealand, they would ordinarily attract huge opposition because they will undermine the environment in so many ways. And so what we've done is we've set up this authority to enable the government to get around the RMA.
Cool.